Here, so I don't go over time. Thank you for the time today. We don't take it lightly, but I want to share something today, and I'm gonna talk from pictures. So I'm going to encourage you to use your imagination a little bit today as we go through this information, because it's going to be one that again requires. Let me get this set here. Requires that we use our imagination. So I'm gonna start right here. This business rewards action. I want to say don't quit. Now, when I say don't quit, let me just tell you where I come from. I think what helps me to not quit is I remember where I came from. I'm gonna give you just a little picture of this. This is the house we grew up in as a child. This is one of the houses. They're still standing now in Lochapoka, Alabama, out in a field with no windows, no doors. So I use AI, Gemini to be exact, to put windows in, the door on, and the porch on to kind of spice it up a little bit. So the reason I do the things that I do is I don't forget where I came from. Number two, this is my parents' first home. This is the first home that they had. They're still standing too. And I took my mom by not long ago and I said, Mom, was I born then? She said, yes, you were born then. That was 62 years ago. But the house now doesn't have windows, doesn't have doors. So I use AI to put windows, panes, and doors on the place there. And so again, that gives me a reason to fight. You got to remember that the company rewards action. And when I look back to where I come from, I'm telling you right now, it's not hard for me to fight. Then I look at that guy. I was a homely looking guy. I was a kid then, and we had little to nothing. But it gave me a reason, as I look back now, as I look back where I was, to fight and to take action. The next important thing I want to show you here is this is a single mother that raised 4 boys. Now, I was the tallest boy there, and at that time, we had outside toilets. We didn't have hot running water in the home. On that picture there, we got our Sunday best, got up on a tree, took a picture, and then after it was all over, we went back to our regular life to where we had really nothing. Now, we didn't know it, but even at that time, we took action, but the action that we took gave very small reward. Now, I want to continue on here and talk to you now about just a few years later. Just a few years later, here I am in Primerica. They paid me $100,000 a year. This is action evidence. Now, I was making $20,000 a year at the peak. That's the most I'd ever made in my entire life, $20,000 per year. Here it is, they're paying me $8,000 per month at that time. But they didn't stop there because I kept, by God's grace, taking action. Then they gave me a second diamond, $16,000 per month. Keep in mind, I was making $20,000 per year at the peak, $10 an hour, and I thought I was like the mayor of the town. I thought I was, am I still on earth? Making $10 an hour. And then look at what happened then, because the company rewards action. They gave me a third diamond, $300,000 per year. Now, team, I don't know how you feel about it, and you listen, there's folks who's making a whole lot more than that in Primerica, but from where I came from, and the actions that we took at that time that gave very little reward, and I could take some action here, and I even think now, so you know what, Ricky, you're really not working for real now. If I go back in time to where the Lord brought us from, to see how we worked then, to get a small reward, and we were just over the moon with that reward. And then I kept going. I saw they brought us to, we was in Atlanta, in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And they gave, on the big stage, in front of all these people, our ownership, full ownership, because this company rewards action. Now, that's the right kind of action. If I have time, I'll talk about that, but it rewards action. Let me leave it at that. The next important thing I saw here is there's a fourth diamond, $400,000 a year, country boy from Lochapoka, Alabama, that had nothing. Me and my brothers and single mom, it was really difficult. My mom is here right now in my house right now. I've been there all week this week and stayed there last night because she took care of us, and we will never abandon her. So how did it happen? It's God's grace. And so when I saw the action that she took to raise four boys, it put something deep inside of us that you got what it takes to win. And the company then, of course, when I got involved with it, it wasn't that hard. And right now, if we just apply ourselves a little bit more, we could do substantially more than we're doing now. That's just the truth of the matter. Now, then here's another thing. In the same year, they gave us the MVP award, most valuable player. Now, I didn't have a chance to play sports. I had to work in high school. After high school, I'm trying to get a job. I got a job catching a ride with a teacher to Auburn, Alabama, to the next city to work at Kroger's or Pizza Inn or wherever I was working. I was working all the time. And so during that time, I couldn't play sports. And I was athletic. It was in that family. And I could have went to I know to the college level, but it was just we couldn't do, just had to work. And the action for me at that time was to work. Well, what would happen if we applied that same work ethic in Primerica? Hey team, Primerica is not hard. And then look at this. I never would have thought my name would be in lights, my wife and I, in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. You know why? Because this business rewards action. You look at this big old thing, I forget what they call them, Jumbotron or whatever it is. But anyway, it had Rick in that piss in front of a sea of people. That was outstanding. You know why? You know why? This business rewards action, but the right kind of action. And let me show you something else here. Now, this is what's amazing. You might not be able to hear this, but look at this. Look at what happened here. They brought us on stage in front of all these people. They paraded us on a red carpet. Everybody's cheering, and want to get a high five and touch our hands and this type of thing. They brought us on the big stage in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. There's the company president and CEOs and their spouses and this type of thing. This big portrait that they put that now hangs in the home office. On the Wall of Fame, Rick and Annette Pitts from Lochapoka, Alabama. You know why? Because this business, listen for it again, rewards action. There's something that we have to do to get where we want to go. If we don't do those things, team, if we tell you that you're going to make it by just showing up and doing nothing, we would be lying through our teeth. Okay, that didn't work that way. It's something we got to do. And look at this. Me and my wife brought on stage in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium with our picture. This, I guess, is an oil paint. I don't know. It's some kind of oil painting. They sent photographers to our home. They came to our home from out of town. This professional photographer set up in our home here, and all these. It's just incredible. And I said, "What's going on?" They said, "Well, they're going to do something at the convention, and then I can't tell you." Now a picture hangs in the home office among all these greats in the company, these giants. Our picture, Ricky and that picture, is in the home office on the wall of fame. You know why? You know why? This business rewards action. And let me say this, team. Just the other day, we was invited to Atlanta, the senior leadership meeting. And I heard somebody from the stage, and they called us in the audience, the photographers that was there, and said, "Can we get your picture?" And they took our picture. And I heard a guy from the stage that says the people that are here are in the top 1% of the entire company. Just to be invited, you're in the top 1% in the entire company. You know why? Wait for it. Wait. This company rewards action. That's what happens. And I'm gonna kind of close this. This is our philosophy for 2026 in my last, I guess, 30 seconds. Is we want to think like a coach. That's our team's name, of course, in Primerica. And I've actually put together a full-time playbook that's building a legacy of service and stability. For those that's coming full-time on our team, we got a playbook. It's a full-time playbook. And if they don't adhere to that playbook, they're not ready to come full-time, and at least seriously part-time. Hey, listen, we appreciate your time. And I want to encourage everyone here, do the things that work. Do the things that lead to results. Do the things that's going to get direct deposit in your account, and you will not regret it. That's all I got. Thank you, Terry, and thank you, everybody.